Welcome to the Plato Paradigm, a paradigm shift in reading Plato's dialogues. Episode 236, Lysis 217, C to D. Socrates has gone out of his way to make this argument, like the previous arguments, as bad as possible, presumably in order to make the boys think. Indeed, he is now going to tell them to look again, to examine what he's been saying. Let's just look at a few of the claims he's been making. According to him, the body is the thing which desires the medical art, and not the sick person who desires a doctor to treat him. According to Socrates, the body is neither diseased nor healthy, but has health or disease. Therefore, the body may theoretically be neither healthy nor diseased, even when it has a disease. We may agree that health is good and disease is bad, but he then treats health and disease as extrinsic to the body, and they are added to the body, which means that the body itself is neither good nor bad. He stresses this point over and over again because they have agreed in the past that the bad cannot be a friend of the good. Therefore, a diseased body cannot be a friend to the physician who's considered good. Therefore, this is why Socrates says that it's the body, when it is neither good nor bad, which, having disease in it, wants the physician to treat the disease before the body itself becomes bad. Because, as we have all agreed, a bad thing cannot be a friend, and unfortunately the boys agree. These are some of the features not only of heuristics, but of sophistry altogether. The exploitation of extremes, in this case the good and the bad, and even the thing in the middle, which is neither good nor bad, is treated in a very compartmentalized way, which is not the way reality works. It is precisely when the body is diseased that the sick person would want to receive help from a physician. We would not say that the body is bad as such. The body is functioning badly in a way, but this is not a moral problem. It has nothing to do with friendship. Anyway, since the boys fail to react at all, apart from simply agreeing with him, Socrates carries on and does the work that they should be doing. I say he does the work that they should be doing, but he carries on with sophistry. But this is designed to get them to think. The very idea that they are now having to examine what they've already agreed to should help them realize that they should be reacting, they should be more critical than they are. Skepsaste de holego. Examine what I am saying. This is something they haven't been doing, and it's good that Socrates is really pointing this out to them. They will simply take it as Socrates saying something in addition to what he has already said, and they will passively and happily listen to what Socrates has to say. Eniamen hoion an eito paron toiauta estikaiauta. Eniade, some things, these too are such as the present thing, but some things not. I think he means that the analogy he's used with the body and health and sickness is not always applicable in discussions about the good, the bad, and the neutral. Notice that the boys don't interject. They don't ask what he's talking about. Hosper etheloitis chromatito hotiun alepsai parestin puto alephthenti to epalephthen. Panuge. Just as if someone were to wish to stain or dye something with some color, I suppose the additional dyed thing is present in the dyed thing. Absolutely. What I've been translating as dye would more usually be ointment or something like that, which they use in the gymnasium. But here it's clearly not simply oiling the skin or something like that. This is an ointment with color in it. The point seems to be that the dyed thing is not actually the dye itself. The dye is added to the thing which receives the dye, and this is like the body, which is neither good nor bad, receiving the bad disease. But that doesn't make the body diseased, apparently, at least not at the beginning. Socrates had said that if the disease is in the body long enough, then the body does become bad. It's only at the time that the body is still neither good nor bad that the body wants the medical art. By the same analogy, and this presumably is supposed to be the same sort of analogy, if something is dyed enough, it then does become the dyed thing with the dye in it, rather than simply added to the thing dyed. There's a danger with sophistry in Platonic dialogues to say, well, we know what Plato really meant. Why are we talking about these silly semantics? The reason for this is we need to see what sophistry Socrates is using. Sophistry allows us to say things which are untrue. This should not be seen as an amazing insight by Plato. This is straight sophistry. Arun kai estin tote toiuton ten chroan to elefthen, hoion to epon, umanthano edhos. So then, is the thing dyed the same with regard to color as the thing added? I don't understand, he said. It's been a long time since we've had some indication that only one boy is speaking. I presume this is Menexenus. There hasn't been any explicit change of speaker. What makes the question unintelligible is the Greek formulation rather than my translation, which makes it blindingly clear. The question is whether the thing dyed is the same color as the dye. Socrates literally formulates the question as whether the thing dyed is such as the thing added with regard to color. And the order doesn't help. He asks whether it is such with regard to color, the dyed thing, as the additional thing. It's almost as if Socrates wants the boys to be puzzled. Alhode endigo, etissu xanthasus astas trichas psimuthio alepseien, potron tote leukai eien fainoint an eidhos. So in this way, I said, if someone were to dye your golden, yellow, brown hair with white lead, would they then be white or would they appear? They would appear, he said. So we learned something about Menexenus. He has either brown or yellow or golden hair, and it isn't out of the question that he would dye his hair. If brown hair is dyed with white lead, it doesn't become white, it only appears white. This again is a piece of sophistry. What is it to appear white and not be white? Obviously, the hair continues to grow, and we would see the roots, that they are brown and not white, and then we would say the hair is actually brown, but the dyed hair is clearly white. By the way, lead and other dangerous chemicals such as mercury were very common in cosmetics. Why does Menexenus agree that the hair would appear white but not be white? It's because he understands why people dye their hair. It is to change their appearance. The point is that if you change the color of your hair to appear white, the hair is white, and it only grows back brown after a while. This isn't the same as wearing a wig, for example. Your own hair remains brown, but the wig is white. Therefore, you appear to have white hair when you actually don't. So Socrates makes his sophistic point. Kaimen pereigan autais leukotes. Nay. There would be present in the hair whiteness, yes. Al homos udenti malon an eye leucaipo, ala perustes leucotetos, uteti leucai ute melainaesin. Elethe. Nevertheless, the hair wouldn't be any the more white, but the white being present, the hair would be neither white nor black. True. Socrates makes it sound as if he's saying that the hair itself will be no more white than black, since it's brown, actually, even when white is present. But what he's done is added the opposite extreme to white, namely black, and saying basically that the hair is neither white nor black, although it has the whiteness in it. This is like saying that the body is neither good nor bad, neither sick nor healthy, even when it has sickness in it. The sickness is like the dye, the white dye. The body is like the hair, which is neither white nor black. But we know that the hair is actually brown. We don't know that about the body. What is the body when it's neither sick nor healthy? We shouldn't overlook the fact that Menexenus says that this is true. In other words, people think that something is true and decide that, therefore, it is true. This is a warning to all people concerned with dialectic.